This is going to be a brief walkthrough of how the pretrial investigative team works in a legal defense. One of the places that it's critical to look at, and is a very important area when preparing for a court-martial defense for a sexual assault, is the pretrial court-martial phase. And what I'm talking about is the investigative phase before there's a report of investigation from one of the military investigative services, where you don't have counsel, but at the same time the investigation is going on into your case. The time when the military is putting their full powers of the government into the investigation of you with the purposes of putting you either in jail or giving you a sexual offender conviction. One of the things you can do is you can put together your own investigative team. I do this for a lot of my clients. What happens is that we figure out a strategy to deal with whatever the allegation is. But we also bring on a private eye, and we have that private eye begin to take pictures of the scene, to interview witnesses, and do our own investigation, looking for the flaws and the defects in the case. What we're using that private investigator for, what we're using the attorney for, what I'm doing during this period of time is, I'm basically looking for exculpatory evidence. And what exculpatory evidence is, evidence that can help you later at trial to either prove your innocence or to get a lesser included offense and lower your offense down from a sex offender registry type of offense. The investigative services of the military is not doing this, and so it becomes critical for you to mount your own counter investigation to begin right from the start to protect you and your rights. One of the things that can be critical during this time is having representation or having an attorney that's able to interface with both the legal team of your unit and with your command, and also interface with the investigative service to keep the information flow going. You probably know, if you're in the military, you know somebody that's in the military, that sexual harassment and sexual assault has become a major issue for the commands in the military and also just on a national level. They just don't give us the same rights at the Article 32 hearing, which is the pretrial investigation hearing. We don't get to call witnesses in the way that we once did. We don't get to use those kind of vehicles in order to find out and use discovery on our case, which makes that pretrial investigation portion even more critical. One of the really important things that happens in the pretrial investigation is either whatever military investigative service, they're doing an investigation. They're talking to people. They're talking to people that were at the scene. They're talking to her or him, whoever's made the allegation. They're talking to doctors. They're getting investigators involved. And they have all the power. They have the power of the government, and they're using it all against you. Remember, one of the most important things that you need to do as a military member is that you need to invoke your Article 31 rights. These rights are the same as the Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to a lawyer. You need to use these rights. And one of the reasons for this is that many times in a court-martial investigation, they don't know anything about the case. The investigators are looking for you to feed them the information that they need to convict you. Right off the bat, you're not going to change them from what their initial goal is, and that's to prove the case against you. So be quiet, don't make a statement, and talk to an attorney. If you need to talk to me about pretrial investigative services, hiring a PI, what you need to do in order to protect yourself in this critical phase, call me at 931-217-7648 or text me at that same number. You can also email me at jphillipslaw22@gmail.com.